Greetings and welcome to another Tomorrow's World webcast. My name is Wallace Smith, and in the days just recently, the view on my television screen has been odd for me. And if you have lived a while in this world, it may be odd for you too. Seeing the American president visiting Cuba and walking around and talking at different presentations and auditoriums, that is a sight that has not really been seen for years and years. There's been a distance between the United States and Cuba as a part of American policy for almost 50 years. And the current administration, the Obama administration, has decided to virtually just drop that policy and begin normalizing relations. It really is unusual to see. And I have to say, we don't get involved with politics here on Tomorrow's World. In terms of humans, I am sympathetic to the Cuban people. They have not blossomed and grown under the regime over in Cuba. It has been a time of poverty. It's just really a difficult time, difficult for their people. Political dissidents just suppressed horrifically. And I am sympathetic to that. There's a reason that people risk their lives trying to bring their children and bring their families across dangerous waters in rickety old boats trying to reach the United States. Regardless of what we think of the politics of the situation, I do hope we have sympathy for people in Cuba who they themselves are also made in God's image. Really, what is the president thinking in all of this? It's amazing how much things have changed so quickly. I don't think America's goals necessarily are any different. We want improvement for the people of Cuba. We love for things to be different there. Is President Obama motivated by the fact that the last 40 plus years haven't significantly changed anything in Cuba, and so therefore we need to try something different? Are they motivated by simply the fact that we shouldn't worry about such things quite so much? I don't really know. I don't want to read his mind. That's dangerous business. At the same time, I can say it's a bit unnerving, but I certainly hope for the best. It'd be wonderful if something got better. But it does bring to mind several things for me. What a difference 8 years makes. Here we are doing our best to make friends with the Cuban leadership, and yet all the traditional relationships the United States have had are being completely modified. What was that special relationship between England and the United States is just evaporating before our very eyes. You look at the way President Obama has dealt with David Cameron, and that is just remarkable difference. You take a look at our relationship with Israel and how the leaders of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu and the President of the United States, and the chill in that relationship. What a difference has been made in less than a decade. Just remarkable how things are being reconfigured. Surely out of political goals, out of carnal desires for what's the best positioning for the country or for my administration or whatever the case may be. And it brings to mind the folly, at least brings to mind to me, the folly of all this shifting of pieces on the chessboard for the sake of America's future, because the Bible prophesies about that. We have tended increasingly in this country to look towards our allies and the relationships we can make in this world to try to secure our own future, both financially and militarily and the rest. And the Bible says there is coming a time for the United States, regardless of the administration, when that really isn't going to be profitable. Speaking really to the modern peoples of Israel, which certainly include modern day Israel, but also, if you check out our materials, take a look concerning the identity of the United States and Great Britain, concerning also the UK, and concerning also the United States. Jeremiah has this to say in Jeremiah chapter 30, verses 13 and 14. There is no one to plead your cause, he says to the nation, that you may be bound up. You have no healing medicines. All your lovers have forgotten you. They do not seek you. That really is just the reality of the world. Nations generally, I would say the Israelite nations have been to a certain extent, but generally, really, nations don't often make vast sacrifices for some kind of greater good or for the sake of other countries. It's a matter of self-interest. The world's leaders are motivated by self-interest. The world's nations are motivated by self-interest. And there is a time coming, prophesied for the United States, when other nations will look at their own self-interest and say, America, forget you. And all these reactions, all these relationships we're trying to foster just aren't going to make a difference. Our lovers will abandon us. I'd recommend that America would do well not simply to seek out new worldly allies, but the one ally who helped make this nation what it truly is. Thanks for watching. Please check out our other materials at tomorrowsworld.org.